Hello everyone, welcome to another episode from Pro Engineering. Something that I ordered from Banggood just came in and I'm really excited to show it off. So this is a very tiny little Mini Cooper 176 scale by a company called Turbo Racing. Now I've got quite a number of their radios and I happen to love them. I'm kind of optimistic about this car. Anybody that is interested in one of these cars after watching the video, there is an affiliate link in the description to where I bought it. Now right off the bat, there are more cars here shown, these colors, than there were on the Banggood site. More importantly, it showed that each car came with a radio in the corresponding color. Honestly, I'm doubtful that that's going to be the case, but let's see. I really hope it's purple because I bought the purple car because I wanted the purple radio. Oh, it is! Oh, yes! I didn't think it was gonna be. That's awesome. What the hell is this? There's two bodies. Oh my gosh, it gives you a body to paint? Is that what these are for? How cool is that? That is awesome. So here's the radio. And here is the car. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is so small. I was thinking it was like 164, which is like roughly Hot Wheel size, but it's not. It's way smaller than that. Here is the radio. These are really cool. Like I said, I've got quite a number of these, and the way that you use them is you open up this little flappy thing here, and you drop in 4 AAA batteries right in there. I probably own 3 or 4 of these radios, just the regular black ones. And I will do a review on these in the future, but don't think that this is just some cheap, crappy radio because you can pair this with other receivers. And I love how small it is. It fits just perfectly in my hand. I use these often for some of my trail trucks because there's just nothing to it. It's this tiny little remote, and this is a 3-channel radio. I'm actually curious if this 3rd channel does anything. Is it rear-wheel drive? I assume it is. I mean, the Mini's front-wheel drive, but yeah, it's rear-wheel drive. Okay, oh, you can bind the little bind button down there. You see that? And this is going to charge it. And what is this for? Well, we have instructions here. I just realized this. Multiple colors for choice. I like multiple choices. In the manual, they're very clear on charging this prior to the first use, so I'll go ahead and do that. This little cotter pin is actually here to do the binding, which is very thoughtful. I mean, I'm sure most people have something like this around the house, but it's just nice that they gave us this. I mean, these are fractions of a cent. Here's our charging cable. This is a USB-C, so I mean, that's cool too. It's pretty modern. It doesn't come with a charging adapter, but that's okay. In this time, everybody's got a million of those, or just plug it into your laptop. When it's charging, the headlights actually mean something. So if I pull this up over here, so you can see if the front right light is on for a long time, it means it's charging. The front right light is off, it means it's complete. Here, they're very specifically talking about which is the front right and which is the front left. Same with the rear. But let's go ahead and plug this in and let this charge. A rare shot of the Pro underdesk. But you can see here, the right light is on. It looks like the red light's on, but it's not. It's just a reflection from the right side. So we'll wait until that shuts off and then take it for a spin. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get this ready to go. You push this little button in, and this whole slides out. Open that up, and here you can see what the orientation is. I'm going to use these new pale blue batteries. I charged these a couple weeks ago. Let's see how they work. Just tab that in there and push it down. There you go. It's quite satisfying to clip this in. I don't know why. All right, and we'll turn this on, and there we go. We've got our throttle rate, our steering rate, our throttle trim, and our steering trim. The channel 3, I don't believe there's actually no. Channel 3 doesn't have any particular trims to it, but you know, if you've got a vehicle that's got 2 speeds, or if you want to use these to turn on or off a light, you can use channel 3 for that. You know, the plastics aren't overly shiny. I think they've actually got a nice feel to them. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And again, I just love the size of this radio. The car is all charged, and the radio, we'll turn the radio on. I don't know if we have to bind it or not. Oh, cool. Taillights. Headlights, very nice. Always a fan. Oh, just moved. I'll do this on camera so we can see how much throttle and steering input is needed. So I'm going to just give it a little bit of throttle. I want to see how slow I can get it to go. The thing with this size here, I often find that they're too fast and it makes them pretty undrivable. I think that the slower the better for these because they become more controllable. So let's steer it around the desktop, I guess. The steering really, really feels good, I have to say. I think I'm maybe half throttle here. See, if you ask me, this should be top speed. Oh, well, that's top speed and it's not too far off. Right there, that's top speed. This is pretty good. I was assuming that it was going to be way too fast, but it is highly controllable. Yeah, it feels really, really good. Now I'm driving it on my desktop, and what you didn't see is that before I drove it, I actually wiped the whole thing down with alcohol just to really, really clean it, because when it comes to axles this small, if you drive this on the floor, I guarantee you it is going to pack the entire thing full of hairs, dust. My suggestion is this is a tabletop toy, and a tabletop that is nice and clean. With that said, this car needs to be driven on a track. So let's go ahead and whip one up. For anybody that has seen my video on the Zip Zap SEs by Radio Shack, I tried to get the car to go as slowly around the track as I possibly could, just to see how precise I could get it. So for this one here, we're gonna do the same. So let's see how slow I can go and see if I can keep it just about in the middle of the track. So that's about as slow as I can go. And I'm probably not gonna show you the whole thing. I mean, it is incredible how accurate I can get this car to drive. This thing is fantastic. I've been dying to have something that I could make a tiny, tiny track for, and this is it. I had always planned to do this with some of the old Radio Shack Zip Zap SEs, but those are getting old, and to be honest, they were always kind of hit or miss, even when they were newer. This may be the path I want to go. Now, I have seen some of these videos where the taillights will shut off when you go forward, and I just wanted to point out that these do not. So forward and reverse, they're the same brightness. Whoopsie daisies. And the front is the same. You know, they have reasonable brightness. I wouldn't say that it's going to illuminate a path, but you get the idea of it. I was looking at the instruction manual, and you can see here that it has some specifications. Now, the driving distance, it's saying here that it'll run for 40 minutes. That is hard to believe. Now, I've probably driven this at least an hour or so, but every time I stop driving and I charge it, so I don't really know how long it'll last. This, I suspect, sounds a little overly optimistic. Looking in the instruction manual, I do want to point out something really cool. First off, it'll tell you how to disassemble the body, so let's go ahead and do that. Just get some tweezers in here and just pry the back up a little bit, and it should just pop. Yeah, it comes right off. Nice. This is really cool. So if the battery does end up failing over the years, well, there it is. You can just change it. It is going to require a bit of soldering, I would imagine. The red lead goes right there. The black I think the black, I see where the black one goes. It goes right under there. Actually, I don't know that this is the, no, this is the antenna, excuse me. This is the antenna. It just got some red adhesive on it. The red and the black wires are right underneath there. They're kind of hard to see. What's odd about the LEDs is that these LEDs fire from the PCB side. I don't know why they didn't choose side firing LEDs. I suspect cost. But again, you get the idea that the lights work. It's nothing, they're not here to light the way. Now, what's neat about this, looking further in here, it not only shows you how to pull the body off, but it shows you how to pull the PCB, the wheel assemblies, the transmission. That's kind of cool, but not just that. Look at this. Here you've actually got replacement parts. That is unheard of for something this small. Replacement motors. I'm sorry, springs? Does this car actually have suspension? Looking at the instruction manual, it is showing spring position right here. And I couldn't see them initially, but can you see that? I don't even think I can point at it. Right there. There is a spring. It has front suspension. I don't see anything at the rear, but it does have bloody front suspension. I cannot believe that. Probably looking at about 1 millimeter, just under 1 millimeter of travel, which you might be thinking is nothing, but this car's tiny. They do sell replacement batteries, a little screw set. I like the little transparent box. An upgraded motor. Wow. These piqued my interest the most. They're not particularly large, 900 by 400. Here we're talking about almost double the size down there. But to me, that's what you need. You really need somewhere to drive these on because these aren't floor drivers. Before I let everyone go, let's do a size comparison. To reassemble this, we'll just slot the headlights. Pops right in. Now comparing it to something that actually runs, here's a Zip Zap SE. I would have always equated this to a 1/64 scale, but you can see here the proportion issues that we're having. And the proportions of this become that much more noticeable when you compare it to something that has the correct proportions. I think what we're seeing here with the Turbo Racing Mini Cooper is something that is beautifully proportioned and is a very good size. I think 187 might be a bit too small, but they've really done a good job with this size, with the proportions and everything. The question is, should you get one? And the answer is no. You should get at least 2. Because the problem with this is, I can see driving this around your desktop, and that's what I'm going to do with it. But what I really, really, really want to do is get about 4 of them and drive them with all the, with the whole family, because that's when it's going to start to become really, really fun. And the fact that it comes with replaceable bodies that you can paint, especially for the kids, give them a little bit more customization. That's a lot of fun too. And previously, my only alternative was the Zip Zap. And although the Zip Zap does have, the changeable gear ratios, different motors, some suspension, these cars were unreliable at best when they were new, and these are going on 20 years now. I think this little guy is a beautiful replacement to my fleet of Zip Zaps. If you are interested, I did get these on Banggood. There is an affiliate link in the description, and from Banggood, it does appear that you can get these cars with matching radios. I have already purchased several of these Turbo Racing receivers. In fact, now my wife's Tamiya MO3 Fiat uses this radio as well. So it's not just going to be used for this, it can be used for multiple cars. There it is, the Turbo Racing 1/76 scale Mini Cooper. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I am going to drive the wheels off this thing. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Okay, gonna have to go to bed. up, it's hard to make it go right. It's really funny looking. It's really ugly. It's really ugly little bug. Sorry.
Why?
I don't like it.
Why?
Daddy's is cuter. This one's scary.
This is not going well.
It's not that easy.
I know.
Like so it's boring.
It takes practice, Jenna.
I got mad. The bug's mad. The mad bug.
Wait, aren't we supposed to go that way?
Yes, Mama goes there way she wants. We can tell Mama what to do. Baby. Hey, this way is easier for some reason. What's that? Daddy so good, he just needs to try and avoid me.
Like an obstacle.
An angry bug. I want to paint mine like a bug, and it's going to be mad bug. It's going to have evil eyeballs. And it's going to have a scary looking face with big teeth. And then it's going to eat Daddy's for breakfast.
Like you can even catch it.
Look at the ants, see? Run you over. Does it sound like a mad bug, Sienna?
Mine is going to be pink with a black like that and then a white glove.
So mine's going to be white and green and black.
Mine's going to be pink and
With
black.
red eyeballs.
Mine's going to be pink and blue and white.
Red big, red big. I'm tired.
Can I see?
Mm-hmm.
So I want
Wanna do
this
it?
part. So I want this part right here to be pink. And I want this to be blue. And this and everything white.
Pink and blue? Wow. And white?
Right on the top.
Okay.
Like that. I'll do blue for that.